In today's video, we are going to talk about if you feel like you are forcing your manifestation. If you're saying things like, I don't want to force it. You've already kind of learned the lesson of you could focus on something. Ultimately, though, you might get something else that's the essence of what you actually wanted. So you know not to force things anymore, but you're still at that like, I want it, but I don't want to force it. So I want to explain the most common reason you could get in this situation. It tends to be you're here, right? And you want to be here, whatever your manifestation is. And in law of attraction, there's 6 steps to law of attraction, APIC style. Step 1, you have to do the ask. You have to have your rock of desire. I want to run a business empire. Step 2 is the universe's job. They start aligning and bringing all the pieces to you that you need to hit your goal. Step 3 is your job, which is where you either receive the better feeling thought, the better feeling emotions, you get the epiphanies, you get the ideas, the inspired action for the action to take. Step 3 is where you're doing all the receiving of all of that and taking the action. Step 4 is where you're so good at receiving that it feels like it's an ask, receive, ask, receive, ask, receive. Step 5 is when you feel that vibrational contrast. How do you navigate it so that you get right back to asking and receiving? Step 6 is where you allow yourself to have the growing good feeling desire for your manifestation coupled with the resistance, and you going, I know I have resistance for this, and I love my resistance, and I embrace my resistance, and even with my resistance, I can still have this thing, and you move forward with your resistance. The reason why that's a good thing is because resistance can cause bad feelings, but also the wobble of the new can cause bad feelings. Anytime you're doing something new, you have to be willing to be vulnerable and look like an idiot because it's new, you don't know how to do it. In that comes a wobble. You have to do something 2, 3, 4 times before you're feeling like, okay, this is safe, I can do this, I've got this. So some people mistake that wobble as there must be resistance that needs to be cleaned up, but in reality, you just need to get used to the wobble. So step 6 is beautiful because you're not looking in the past, cleaning up inner child after inner child to get the way forward for you to be smooth. It's I love my resistance and I move with it, knowing that you're going to feel the wobble of the new no matter what. And also, no matter what, once you do it 3 or 4 times, the resistance will just naturally go away. Okay, so 6 steps to manifesting. And what happens when you get into that place of force, it's when you're doing the visualization work of being that empire business owner. You're like visualizing your 10 businesses. You're visualizing that $10 million. But where you're at right now is, buying that first house, getting that first business to 100,000. So what happens is it creates this, if I don't get this, then I'm a failure. And if what you're getting is the very next step, you're going to be, okay, that's great, but that's not that. You're putting yourself in this self-critic cycle of, I'm not good enough. Why can't I call forth the idea that's going to get me to my 10 million or to my 10 successful businesses? So the solution to this is quite simple. You know that this is where you're going. You have to celebrate the next step as if it were the final one. That's what's called living in alignment to rapidly manifest. Thank you for this next step, universe. I like getting my next step. Oh, I got my next step. This next step is great. I love getting my next step. It keeps you in alignment so you keep getting there. So what happens is you need to do, some people like to call this stepping stone manifestations. And that just means instead of focusing on the show me what it feels like universe to have 10 successful businesses and $10 million flowing to me, you got to go, all right, I want to know what it feels like to have my first buyer. I want to know what it feels like to get my first business to $1 million. I'm now manifesting my first employee. So you got to break down the end goal manifestations to shorter term ones as well. And how you know which one to do that day is which one feels good in the moment. Because sometimes it will feel good to, call in the energy of your future self. Hey, future self who already has 10 businesses and $10 million, what's the energy I need? How would you handle this situation? What energy can you give me today? How would you approach this? Would you be doing what I'm doing for a daily routine? sometimes it also feels good to, what is this small win that I could get now? So bring your focus back to the here and now and recognize that you can do many types of visualizations to get your manifestations in quicker and more enjoyable. And if you feel like you're forcing it, it means you need to bring some of your vibrational visualization work back down to smaller term goals that you're setting now. And as a side little note, you can set some of these as emotional manifestations too. Show me how to enjoy taking these, how to take action more. Show me how to enjoy client work more. Show me how I can look forward to it. Show me how it can be emotional manifestations as well. All right, so I hope this video helped you guys. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe, share it with someone who you think might help hear it. That's how small channels grow quicker. If you want to connect more, you can join my Facebook group or my Facebook business page. I go live there for free every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also available for private sessions right now at this moment. I'll put a link for that in the comments. Those are the main two ways to connect right now. Either way, I look forward to seeing you guys and helping as I can.